I'm Elisa Parker. We're here at the Wild and Scenic Film Festival. 24 years of this incredible festival. It's the largest of its kind in the United States. We get to connect with extraordinary people, storytellers, and the people featured in those films sometimes, which is often my favorite. We talk a lot about our watersheds. We talk a lot about joy and solutions and inspiration. That's a key part of the Wild and Scenic Film Fest. I'm excited to introduce our next guest. Speaking of inspiration, speaking of people featured in the film, here we have Barry, who's a local here actually, and Robb, who's joining us. The film is called The Bend in the River. Welcome to the festival.
Thank you.
It's good to have you here with us. So Barry, you live here in Nevada City?
I do.
And how did you and Robb connect for this film?
We went to summer camp together.
No way. I was just talking with one of our volunteers about being camp counselors years ago. You went to summer camp. So how old were you then? In your teens?
Yeah.
Or I was 15.
15?
Barry was a little older. He was old. He was an older guy.
I was 17.
Oh, okay. Which was a difference back then.
It was.
You know, and was that here? Was the summer camp
I was
here?
in Southern California.
Okay. In the mountains?
Yep, in the mountains.
A sleepaway camp, 8 weeks, very intense, very beautiful,
Wow.
very formative.
Okay, and so you have stayed connected ever since then?
Barry was my college roommate.
Oh my gosh, okay.
Barry started running rivers. I went to West Africa to be with a group of American students. They all left. Barry finished his whitewater school experience and met me in Africa, and then we crossed the Sahara together.
Wow.
So we have history.
You have some history with each other. Have you done any other films together before?
So I'm just the subject.
I know.
He's
so
the filmmaker.
Have you ever been in any of his films
Well,
before?
he's going to tell you.
Okay, give me the scoop, Robb. He's like, he pulled me in.
The Bend in the River is the third of a trilogy.
Okay.
The first film is a 35-day river trip down the Colorado. Just living that life at that time, being very young, and kind of, in a way that we didn't quite realize was so extravagant and beautiful.
This is in the 70s?
This is in the 70s.
And what kind of boats?
Rafts and one dory.
Okay.
And a bunch of
Or
kayaks.
boats.
And a bunch of kayaks on the
right.
Colorado River.
Yeah. So that's a film. It's called River Dogs. And then 20 years later, as we had waded, hip deep into our middle age, living with the life choices we didn't quite know we were making, I started filming everybody, 5 of the people, 17 people on that original trip. I started filming 5 of them and followed their lives over 4 years, and then intercut the old footage into the new footage. So it's a film that moves back and forth in time as people deepen their middle age and the choices that they've made.
So with Barry, with you in particular, what are some of the key areas that you wanted to focus on with Barry's personal story in this?
It's a kind of filmmaking that doesn't ask that question. It's not, it's the world is complicated. If you just observe it closely, it begins to reveal itself. This is my idea. It doesn't mean it works, but it is what I think.
Yeah.
And how I've acted over all of these years. So I film people in their lives, closely, whatever's going on. It's not a matter of focusing on anything in particular, but people begin to emerge from that kind of shooting who they are and placed in the place that they've chosen to live, living the life that they've chosen.
And Barry, are you a whitewater guide? Are you in boats or kayaks?
I now let other people take me down the river.
Yeah.
But I'm still going.
You are. So initially, being here in this community, would you go on the American River?
Yeah. I mean, for years I worked on the American River and the Stanislaus and up in Idaho and Utah. River is a company that ran river trips all over the West.
Yeah.
So I got to do that.
What was it like for this experience to be part of this film and being a subject in that way, and also being, to have someone who's filming you over a certain period of time? It's a lot of trust. Obviously, you have a lot of trust with Robb.
Yes. And the first go around, that was the film Robb was saying that was made in the 90s. It was called The Same River Twice. And we never expected anybody particular to see it.
Yeah.
Because when he would come film at our house and, I'm getting ready to go to work, nothing's happening, and he's filming it. And I would say, how are you going to get a movie? How are you going to get a movie out of this? What? And I said, what's it about anyway? And he said very elliptically, he said, I think it's about time. And you run 20 years later, and he came back and did the same thing, and now you have 45 years of time happening over 5 people's lives, and there's something amazing to watch. The physical changes, all kinds of changes that happen over that long a period of time.
Sometimes too, when we look back on that, especially when you've had a history with each other like you do, I think it gives us the appreciation and the pause for the moment we're in now to think, oh, look what I was doing at that period. And I thought it was maybe, not as important. He was just filming my everyday life. What has that experience been like for both of you now with this time lapse? And even how you're showing up as a result of that now?
I should say that we were river guides in the 70s. So
Yeah.
we all had a kind of professional life as well as a personal life. And
Right.
we had long friendships and many people did. And they joined together as river guides, and then we kept going as a kind of community heading downstream together into So that was its own beautiful thing. There were 17 people on that original trip. I started filming 5 of them. Barry's one of them. The second film was shocking because I was filming people making award-winning scenes like making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for school. But those began to add up to something about what life is, the texture of it, what it feels like. And it's and it goes back and forth in time. The film starts in the past, but comes into the present, and then stays in the present, but cuts back in time, back and forth, back and forth. So the characters are embedded in time, and that's what's unusual about the film.
Yeah.
That film premiered at Sundance, and they all came to Sundance.
Wow.
And were shocked to see themselves on the screen.
It is shocking, especially a huge, big screen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
People stopping, Barry was being stopped on the street, because they'd seen him in the movie and talked to him about, they thought he was good in the movie.
And you were like, I'm being myself.
Yeah.
Thanks. Well, what is the message that you wanted that you want to portray now that with this trilogy? Like, what is it that you want everyone to know about that? Like the takeaway.
I don't think of.
There isn't any.
No, I think that there are
Okay.
takeaways. I think there are messages. I think there is meaning, but it's not anything that I'm insisting on.
Okay.
The piece isn't organized like that. It's
Right.
really, what life looks like lived over a long period of time, and people embedded in time. And that in documentary, it's hard to get people embedded in time.
Yes.
Because you have to spend the real time to embed them in. It's kind of crazy to make a film that took 45 years to make. Not that I was doing only that, but it's the material for all that time. And then you've got this medium of time, and then people living out their lives and the physical changes and the choices that they made and what it looks like, what the world looks like, the changes in the world. There's, the Colorado, we did a last week trip on the Colorado River in 2023. And the genesis of that for me was I was starting to hear that the Colorado River was becoming the most endangered river in the United States. And the thought that I had, because we were so close to that river, and the first film is all about that relationship to that river, I thought to myself, the river's running out of water as we're running out of time. And that geologic time and personal time are coming like in a convergence in very different kinds of time frames, but at this moment they kind of intersect, and that we needed to be back on the river again to just see what that was like. And it's not that we insist on that in the film, but it's a scene in the film that matters to me, that it's embedded, that our lives today are still embedded in our love for that place.
What about for you, Barry? Obviously, as the filmmaker, Robb has his interpretation and his, intention with the delivery and messaging in some way, shape, or form. But what is it when you've seen this? What is that for you?
It's a wonderful time capsule.
Okay.
I have trouble remembering the details and flavors of my younger life.
Yeah.
Raising my children when they're in diapers, and to see this on the screen, it's just delightful to have this kind of having these memories made available to me. That's my personal,
That's beautiful.
what I get out of the movie.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. When's the last time both of you were on the water?
I was on the water last summer.
Okay.
I don't know when the last time you were.
I think the last time was in 2023 on the Grand.
Do you think now with this, is there going to be a reunion or resurgence or anything like with all of you back on in this, or is there any, where do you think it's going to now?
So even, it may not be the 5 people that were in the film, but the 5 of us are part of a larger community of people who've moved on from being river guides, but still recreate and still love to go back to rivers. So I'm gonna, last summer and next summer, I'll be doing a trip with 16 other people, not the exact same 16, but part of that larger community, and we're going to go up and do the main Salmon River for 7 days.
I love that.
Yeah.
And the main Salmon is a trip that's in the film that we did with friends, and so is the Rogue River. And,
Yeah.
and there could be more that I filmed that just didn't end up in the film.
And real quick, can you tell everyone, just speak to everyone about the value of community and relationship and the connectedness over the years, and especially, we have some younger folks here too who are volunteering with us today. What that involves, what it takes, and just some of the wonderful outcomes and benefits of that.
I'll say I've seen some other films here at the festival, and a theme I got from last night that I can also relate to, which is the best thing you can possibly do is work and play with the same people. That's built an incredible community, and in our case, it made for a lifetime of connections.
How about for you, Rob?
I mean, one of the things that you can do, and that you ought to do if you're young, is stay friends with your friends for as long as you can, for the rest of your life. It's possible. And that's something very special, and that rivers have given us an opportunity to get together around running rivers. We do other times as well, but our love of being on rivers together has sustained us over the last 40 or 50 years.
Wow.
And that's incredibly special, and keeps us sort of connected to each other, connected to the world, and connected to our love of rivers.
Wow. The bend in the river. I'm like, no, I'm going to cry. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I don't have anything else to say. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You did a good job.